Hello, Internet. This is Matthew, and today I want to talk about mental illness. So, in the last vlog, I talked about loneliness. In this vlog, I'm going to talk about mental illness to continue the cheery subjects that we're talking about. We're all puppies and rainbows on this channel. Puppies and rainbows and unicorns. So when we talk about mental illness, there are various ways you can go about doing that. But I just want to talk a little bit about my experience with mental illness. In another video, I might go over my opinions, my criticisms of the mental health profession. I'm not part of the mental health profession, but as a patient, I've had enough experience with people who are professionals in the mental health profession. That was redundant. I've had enough experience with mental health professionals to get a good sense of what goes on, and get a good sense of how people, the thought process among mental health professionals. So I started taking psychiatric medication about 4 years ago, if my memory serves me. Around the time I was 17, give or take. And now I'm 21, and I've ceased to take my psychiatric medication. Mind you, I wasn't taking the same medication all 4 years. I was taking different medications across those 4 years or so. I just didn't really think the medication was doing anything for me. Maybe it was. Obviously, I've grown and changed and matured and developed over those 4 years. Perhaps you can give some credit to the medication for that. It's hard for me to say. But I think I just got to a point where I thought I was getting I wasn't getting anything out of the medication. I was just taking it to take it. So I stopped it, and I'm gonna see how I fare without psychiatric medication. Now, in terms of like I guess the mental illnesses mental illness I struggle with, it sort of depends, I guess. I mean, I could give you, I don't know if I want to give you the exact diagnoses, because I'm not sure I trust the diagnoses I was given. But I've struggled with anxiety, social anxiety, and just also anxiety related to intrusive thoughts, feelings that I don't know how to deal with, some hypochondria. I've struggled with symptoms of depression, so low self-esteem, pessimism, or difficulty enjoying myself, difficulty finding difficulty to kind of find meaning, I've had difficulty putting myself out there, and difficulty creating a life for myself, a life that I enjoy. And I think it's getting better. Those symptoms haven't gone away. But they're either diminishing, or I just know how to deal with them better. I'm not quite sure which. Maybe it's a little of both. But I'm able to. I'm getting better at reframing stuff in my mind. So if I go down a intrusive thought rabbit hole, I'm better able to pull myself out of the rabbit hole, or kind of neutralize the intrusive thoughts. I'm getting better at socializing and just putting myself out there, than not assuming everyone hates me, not assuming I've said that everything I say is wrong, not assuming that I'm a bad person. I am, you know, I'm getting much more self-respect, much more self-confidence. I feel more in touch with who I am, and I feel more okay with who I am. I even feel more okay with my past. But I guess I've been thinking a lot about mental illness because Monday through Wednesday, for certain reasons I won't go into in this video, I was in a very bad mood. I felt very down in the dumps, very bothered. And so I'm definitely not, I guess, out of the woods yet. Maybe I'll never get out of the woods, I don't know. Maybe these kind of symptoms of mental illness are just kind of built into my character. But then we get into like philosophical questions about what does it mean to have mental illness, and is it even mental illness? Is there even such a thing? But I'm trying not to. I think it bothers people in some sense. So as I say, and as I've said in I've said in several of these vlogs, like I'm doing so much better than I was. So then it's like to have 3 bad days. It's like, oh, I almost feel guilty about that. Like how can I have 3 bad days if I'm doing so well? But that should be okay. It should be okay to have bad days. It doesn't mean you haven't made improvements. It doesn't mean you're not doing well overall. It just means you had a few bad days. And that's okay. That doesn't reflect on like your failure to improve yourself, or it doesn't negatively affect your character. It just is what it is. I mean, even people who have never struggled with mental illness at all, if those people exist, people who are more mentally healthy have bad days, have a string of bad days even. So I guess that's really why I wanted to make this video. I just wanted to kind of talk to, I guess, like almost make a video. Well, all these videos are for myself at some level, but this video is particularly for myself because it allows me to say like, hey, Matthew, maybe you had a couple bad days recently, and that's okay. You can still keep moving forward. As the cliche goes, I'm always full of cliches. But mental illness is just so tricky to deal with and so tricky to talk about. You know, I'll go into more detail in the future, I'm sure. Like I said, I don't think the diagnoses that that people have talked about in terms of, I don't think the diagnoses that people have talked about in my case have really been accurate. But of course, all mental health diagnoses are moderately fudgeable. It's not an exact science, as even psychiatrists will tell you. But there are ways to deal. Mental health issues don't have to last forever, or at least they don't have to last forever in the worst form that they can be experienced as. You can have more mild forms, or they might go away altogether. Who knows? I'm no psychic. I don't know what the future will hold. But I guess in short, I don't know if I'm conquering my mental illness, so to speak, or if I'm just learning coping skills to the point where it affects me less. Either way, I think it's a net benefit, or it's a net good. So, and I guess if anyone is watching this video, just remember, there are people to help. There are professionals, or family and friends. There are people you can reach out to if you're struggling. And it's okay to struggle. We all struggle. So yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you for watching, and take care.